I want to start with a quote from Anne Lamott, who says, "My mind is a bad neighborhood. I try not to go into it alone." So at a time when we are socially distancing ourselves from others, in order to take care of our mental and emotional well-being, as well as our physical well-being and our hearts, I think it's good to remind ourselves of what that bad neighborhood really is about. Yogis have always seen the mind as a cage full of monkeys jumping from branch to branch. That is the unskilled mind, the undisciplined mind. And somebody like Tara Brach gives us examples of when we fall into that mindset, that monkey mindset. And when we do, we lose the present moment. And therefore, we lose our ability to cope well, to live fully, and to be healthy and well. So, just to remind you of 4 flags that make us aware of being in monkey mind. The first one is obsessive thinking, the mind just jumping from branch to branch and going back over like a gerbil on a wheel, round and round. And she has a nice little piece here, which I think is important, that the intensity of our obsessive thinking is in direct proportion to our unwillingness to feel what is going on in our bodies. The intensity of our obsessive thinking is in direct proportion to our unwillingness to feel what is going on in our bodies. So it takes great courage to stop, to breathe, and to feel, and thus interrupt that pattern. The second one is judgment and criticism. Our judgment can be harsh, and there is aversion and blaming. And we're living at the moment with the reality that something is wrong, and it's scary. So it's good just to connect to what lies behind that, to breathe kindness and to interrupt that pattern. The third flag is that of distraction, becoming busy with screens, TV, phones, computers, especially now when we're in the house and have all that time to abuse alcohol and food and so on. These are all distractions. So even just to stop and interrupt that pattern, to say, right, I'm just not going to look at my phone for the next half an hour. That would be very useful. the next one then is speeding. Thinking that there isn't enough time. The present moment is never good enough. There's always something more important to be doing. So once again, to slow down. And to breathe. So that's my introduction really to this session. The importance of breathing and how it brings us back to the present moment. And then if we can embody that presence and really take care of the body as it is, whatever aches and pains, stiffness and soreness, to go into it with that presence. And secondly, kindness. Being kind to whatever we discover as we move through the practice in this session. So, to start with, I'm going to bring you back to the practice of Saviti Pranayam. I love this practice. And I think it would be helpful for me to bring you through it, counting, so you can enjoy it, lying down or sitting, whatever you like. And also just with a little bit of movement this morning. I thought that might be an interesting way of experiencing it. So for anybody who's watching this who isn't familiar with the practice, the first thing is just to be aware that in yoga we breathe into the tummy. We take breath deep down. The diaphragm moves downwards. We feel that downward movement of breath into the tummy area, and we release it from this area. So we could do that now by breathing into the tummy, opening the mouth and sighing. And again, breath in and sigh. With the next breath, sigh with the mouth closed, and we call this Ujjayi breathing. So breathing in, and then hearing your own sigh. Dropping your chin slightly, and try doing that on your in-breath as well. Breathing in. And out. So now, if you do that breathing that way, I'm going to give you a count. And most of you know the practice. We breathe in for the count of, say, 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4, and then again hold for 2. When you're holding, drop your chin, and it's like putting a stopper on a bottle and keeping the fluid in. And then when you're breathing out, again, drop the chin and hold the breath. Hold the breath in, hold the breath out. I'm going to count using my fingers. You can just close your eyes and enjoy the practice. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. hold 1, 2, 3, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold 1, 2, 3, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold 1, 2, 3, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold 1, 2, 3, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now only continue if you feel able. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, if you're still with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, could you count your own in-breath? And whatever length is comfortable for you, it could be 6, it could be 8, maybe it's 16, it doesn't matter. whatever count is comfortable for you, can you make your out breath the same length with half held in and half held out? And that is the right count for you this morning or today, whenever you're practicing. This is the right count for you. Now I'm going to take it that your count is around 6 or 8. And I'm going to use a little bit of movement to enhance the breathing technique. Still saying with the same rhythm, the in-breath, the out-breath, the same length, and half held in and half held out. So I think this will suit most people. And we'll start with hands in prayer pose, connected to the heart. Breathing in, the hands coming up, turning the hands back to back. Breathing out, the arms coming back down. Bringing the hands in for the second pause. So I'll do it with you to a count of 6, 3, 6, 3. Now that count might have been too fast, so I'm going to do a slower count now, 8, 4. And then just allow your breath to be itself. Nice, steady, even breathing. And gradually allow the out-breath to be longer than the in-breath, with a gentle pause at the end of the in-breath and again at the end of the out-breath. Now, I'm just going to bring some movement into that. So let's start with the head and neck. Breathing in, and when you're breathing out, just let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder and stretch the left arm down and away. You could be doing this sitting on a chair. You don't have to be sitting in a cross-legged position. Now begin to jut the chin out And then keeping the incline and the chin jutting out, turning towards the right. Just increasing the stretch. You feel it in the left side of your neck. And just breathing into that. Keeping the mind steady on the breath. And resting my hand back onto my leg. And releasing the head forward. Oh, that feels good. Now just coming up nice and slowly. And letting the left ear incline towards the left shoulder, as if you're perching the head on the shoulder. Taking my right hand to the ground, just to create a little bit more space here on the right side of my neck. And then adding to that, jutting the chin out and turning towards the left, breathing gently. And when you're breathing, directing that breath into whatever you're feeling, particularly in the right side of your neck. Now, if this feels sore on the left side of your neck, the side you're inclining towards, limit the movement. So I don't want it to feel sore on the left side. It just needs to, you need to feel it here where you're stretching these muscles on the right side. And just breathe into that. Keeping the mind steady on the breath. And then slowly releasing the head forward again. And just letting go. And then coming up ever so slowly. Now today the sun is shining and I'm just remembering that image I sometimes feed you with of being in the Caribbean and imagining the water up as high as your chin. And then just letting the head gently bob on top of the water. Oh, releasing all the tightness in the neck. Just ever so gently bobbing forward and back. I'm in the Caribbean. The water is clean and clear, warm and safe. No sharks around. And just a nice image. Oh, feels good. And then just taking the arms out in front and interlacing the fingers, turning those hands inside out and getting a nice lengthy stretch through the back. A nice big yawny stretch. And a little bit of a wriggle too. And then just placing my hands here, right into the top of the neck. The top of the neck where it meets the skull. Maybe just finding two sore points here where these muscles, the trapezius muscles, end. Pressing in there just to massage, release tension from those muscles. And then just letting the head release back. Oh, it's nice. Breathing. Giving it a good rub. Lots of breathing, lots of sighing, lots of yawning, slowing down, meeting your breath. And then crossing over your hands, just finding those two sore points right here in the middle of the shoulder area and rubbing in, gently rubbing this area, releasing tension. Releasing any soreness. Ooh, I'm quite sore in there this morning. Oh, that feels good. It's good soreness. Good. And then just shrugging the shoulders, drawing them up towards your ears and releasing. Releasing. I just go in that one direction because we go too much in this direction forward, so just a backward movement of the shoulders. And now I'm just taking my hands out to the sides like this, fingertips on the ground. Taking my left arm up and gently moving over towards the right. It doesn't matter, you might just find you go a little, or you might be able to drop down onto that elbow. It doesn't really matter how far you go, as long as you feel a good stretch on the left side and just lengthening into that stretch. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And then just slowly coming back up. And now taking it over to the left, right arm stretching up, and then easing over towards the left, just dropping that left elbow down, opening up space on that right side. It really doesn't matter how far you go, just checking the feel of the stretch on the muscles of the right side of your back and just breathing into that. Good. And then just slowly, slowly releasing. Now I'm stretching the legs out and just walking the knees. That's it. And just staying with the upper body movement and bringing my legs back. So if you have had your legs in this position, you might just want to change it to the opposite direction. Once again, you could be doing this sitting on a chair. That would just be fine. I'm going to place my left hand onto the right leg and the right hand slightly behind, lengthening the spine, and then just a gentle turn. You could do this in a chair yoga. That's how you do it in a chair. And just a gentle turn towards the right. And then coming back and taking my right hand and placing it on the left leg, and then a gentle turn towards the left. Good. And then just slowly coming back. Now I'm stretching the legs out again, walking the knees, taking my right foot up and opening up that hip. You might be able to put your right hand on the inside and give your nose a kiss and come forward and back a little. Good. Oh, that feels good in the hip. And then for some of you, you might be able to get a little bit more hip movement by placing that foot onto your opposite thigh and encouraging the hip to open a little more. Now, the one thing about demonstrating is that you might find you can't get much movement in there and push and shove at it. Please, please don't. Go at your own pace. Just this amount of movement will be helpful, as long as you don't force the movement. And release. And we'll try that with the left side, so that just opening up that left hip. That's it. And if you can, bring this hand on the inside and give your nose a kiss. I mean, that's just something that children would enjoy doing. That's it. And then maybe placing it on the opposite thigh. You can always put your hands on the ground and just encourage a little bit more movement into that hip. Maybe some sound effects there. Good. Okay, so the next twist then is bringing this right foot closely in towards you, and your left leg goes back and away. And then turning towards the right, bringing that left arm upwards, and getting a nice lengthy stretch through the left side of yourself. That's it. I like to come forward and back a little just to loosen up into the hip area and prepare for a deeper stretch. And then bringing that left hand beyond your right leg so you can use both hands to turn. That's nice. Good. And then slowly coming back and change direction. So if you've a sore knee, you know, you can always do this with your legs straight out. It doesn't have to, you don't have to bend both legs. Many of you know that from the restorative yoga I teach. Okay, so coming to this side now, I'm bringing my right arm up and I'm just coming forward and back a little just to loosen up this whole area. Breathing. And then taking the right hand beyond the left knee so that I can turn and really feel that lengthening. So make sure that you're kind of drawing the body. So the upper body is releasing out of the lower body, and the knees are going towards the right and the upper body is turning towards the left. So you have a lovely spaciousness in the tummy area. Freedom in the tummy area. Good. And then just gently coming back. Now I'm going to do another twist. It may not suit everybody, so please be careful and don't end game. Don't try and do what your body doesn't feel comfortable with. So this time I'm bending my right knee and I'm stepping over the left leg like that. Now just drawing that leg in, so feel a really good stretch in your hip. And then if you're able, you could bend this left leg and bring the foot in closer to you. Otherwise leave it straight out in front. And anyone with hip replacement will probably find it difficult to bring that leg over. I know some of my students have had hip replacements. So wrapping that left arm around that knee and keeping it nice and steady, and leaving your leg like that, or bringing it in. I'm more comfortable with this. Taking the right hand up again, and once again just a little bit of movement there to free up down into the hip area, but also the side muscles, the shoulder. It's just a lovely stretch for the right side of the body. And then taking that hand to the ground behind. So I'm lifting and turning towards the right and using both arms to support that. Breathing and turning. And then when you feel that you've gone as far as you're comfortable with, release the head and just let it turn in the opposite direction. And here's something really for the kids to enjoy. If you slip that hand into the gap and take your other hand around and catch hold of it, and that really stretches the shoulder area and the upper back. Just breathe into that. And release. I like to do something which I learned in America many years ago about twists, which is a gentle roll. So now that I've just done a deeper twist to the right, I'm going to do a gentle roll to bring that movement through the spine. And now I'm ready to do it on the opposite side. So bending that left knee, stepping the left foot over the right. You can do it this way, just drawing that knee well in, feeling that stretch, and then if it suits you to bring this foot in towards the left, fine. But don't feel you have to. Wrapping that right arm around the knee, drawing it well in, taking the left arm up and lengthening. It's getting that nice lengthy stretch through the left side now. Taking the left hand to the ground behind and using both hands to turn. Breathe. Now feel free to stay longer in the stretch. You can always pause the video and stay a little longer. And then bringing the head back around and just breathing into that. Oh, that feels nice. And then slowly, slowly release. Stretching the legs out. So now I'm going to come up into kneeling. You want to make sure that the knees are comfortable. You might want to put something like a pillow like this underneath your knees, and it's a good idea to have the kneecaps slightly over whatever you're supporting with, rather than sitting into it. To have it slightly over is more helpful. So something like that, if you need. And I'm just aware that you're losing my head. It doesn't matter. Hands behind. And a nice big opening up the chest. And then I'm coming forward, bringing the arms up behind me. And just gently rocking a little around. Oh, that's nice. Just breathing into that. Sitting back on the heels and coming up. Okay, I'm going to turn sideways now so that we can do some cat movement. And take care of the hands. So look down at your hands, and I have my hands slightly ahead of the shoulders, not directly underneath the shoulders, but ahead of the shoulders, further forward. And then take the weight back a little so that you can lift the fingers and get a good stretch through each of the fingers. And then bring the fingers down, lift the palms of your hands, and try taking a little bit of weight forward and back to really feel some stretch through each and every finger. Once again, it may be a movement that doesn't suit you. Don't feel you have to do everything on this video. I'm just trying to be covering as much as I can for each and every one of you. But if something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. So turning the hands inwards, dropping the head and lengthening all that right down through the back. It's lovely. And just wriggle slightly to get down into any area that's tight. Also, stretch the arms out of the shoulders. Let the head release and let the tailbone tuck under. And then change that, turning the hands outwards, bringing the head up and letting the back arch. Maybe just wagging your tail a little. Coming back to center. Now to steady the mind, balance is wonderful. So try taking the right arm up and the left leg and stretching them out. And just hold that for a few breaths, keeping the head nice and relaxed. Breathing. So when you're balancing, you can't think of other things. You can't let your mind bring you to places you don't need to be. The mind becomes steady, or else you fall over. So hopefully you don't do that. And then we'll try that the other side. So I'm taking my left arm up and my right leg and stretching them out. Head is down, Staying nice and steady. Good. And then slowly release. Now I'm taking my right leg out towards the right and the right hand up to the ceiling and getting a lovely stretch across the chest area, to the armpit, through the arm, down through the right side of the back. And then slowly coming back so that I can take the right hand, thread the needle by bringing that right hand underneath the left until my head is on the ground. Sliding the left arm inwards, turning the palm of the hand upwards and rolling the head over onto that arm. It's a really big stretch now between your shoulder blades. That's where you want to feel it. And then slowly, slowly coming back. This time taking the left arm out to the left, the left leg out to the left, and the left hand up to the ceiling, and opening up space now. The left armpit, chest area, and down those side muscles. Good. And then slowly, slowly releasing. Threading the needle on this side by taking the left hand, bringing it under the right until the head is on the ground, turning the palm of the right hand upwards and sliding it inwards. Then I'm rolling the weight over onto the right arm, getting in between the shoulder blades there. Breath. And then slowly, slowly coming back up. Now this time I'm putting the left knee in the middle, lifting my right foot off the ground, stretching the right arm back, bending the elbows a little to go even higher, and then drawing that knee right in towards my chin, and just repeating that a couple of times, breathing out. Breathe in, and now breathe out. Breath in and breath out, and breath in and breath out. Good. And then I'm repeating that on the other side. So I've put my right knee into the middle, taking my left leg up, bending the elbows a little to get a very good stretch, drawing it in to breathe out, and breathing in. And releasing. Good. Now, I just feel like doing dog pose now. So I'm tucking the toes under, taking my hands a little bit more forward. Another way of doing that would be to take the knees wider apart, to sit the bum back on your heels, although I know some people can't reach back onto their heels, but that gives you a good sense of distance between the feet and the hands. Coming back onto all fours. Now you could use your blocks here and have your blocks positioned for your heels to get a better stretch. So tucking the toes under, lifting the knees slightly off the ground. Now this is the important bit. Keep the knees bent and get a really lovely stretch through the back. And then you can begin to drop your heels onto your blocks if you like. And some of you will be able to do it without blocks. Walking from foot to foot, stretching through those legs, calf muscle stretching. Lovely stretch through the calves. And weight bearing through the upper body. So this won't suit everybody, I know. It might be too tough on the arms and shoulders. And then coming through the arms, I'm just bringing the feet back a bit further so I can get a lovely deep stretch. Oh, that's lovely. And then slowly coming back. Sitting back on the heels, taking the arms down the sides of the body and resting into pose of the child. Just a few breaths here, just relaxing and letting go of the shoulders that are drooping forward, letting the bum settle back onto your heels as best you can. Just that letting go. Okay. Now, slowly bringing the hands forward again. We could use the blocks here. If you have blocks, to just place them like that. And step the right foot forward. And just get a really nice deep stretch. Just check that the knee is in line with your ankle. Not like that, but online, yeah? And you can do that by bringing this left leg back a bit further, rolling the shoulders right back, just feeling that lovely stretch. And then slowly coming back, so I'm going to take the other leg forward. And again, enjoy that stretch. You can really feel a lovely psoas stretch here when you do that. Okay, and then slowly coming back. Now for those of you who have no blocks, you can take the right foot forward, come up onto your fingertips to roll the shoulders right back, tuck the toes under, lift the back knee off the ground and get a nice stretch that way. Okay, and then changing direction. Bringing the left leg forward, tucking the toes under, straightening the back leg and just coming forward and back a little. Good. And then slowly coming back. Now, this time bringing the right knee forward, turning the foot slightly inwards. Now, once again, this may not suit somebody with a knee problem, might be too much, or a hip. Just we can do it another way in the next video, so don't worry about leaving some things out. Everything won't suit everybody. Okay. Now this time, bringing both hands over towards the left. I'm leaving my right hand in the middle, just beyond the right knee, bending my left knee and taking that foot in, and then dropping the weight over. So I'm coming over to this left side and just breathing into that. You might find that the knee is only here, especially if you have a knee problem, it won't come in too far. That's okay. You can always use a belt, and you could wrap your belt around this foot or leg and just draw it in as far as you can. So I'm going to try that the other side. So bringing my left knee in towards me, turning the foot inwards, bringing both hands over to the right side. My left hand is here in the middle, so it frees me up to take my right hand to the right foot and draw that in. It's quite common to get a cramp into this stretch, because you may not be used to getting as much stretch as this. Just breathe into it. And once again, you're dropping the weight over to the right side. And slowly, slowly release. And coming back with the knees, taking the knees quite wide apart, big toes meeting, turning the hands upwards so that I can release down into squashed frog. I'm wriggling slightly to get a little bit more stretch. Good. And then slowly, slowly coming back up. Now, coming back up into sitting. And prepare yourself now for Shavasana. So for Shavasana, I'm going to do a long Shavasana, and for that you might need something like a pillow underneath your head. Make sure that it comes down far enough into the upper back area to support your neck, or I sometimes use these. And once again, it's downwards to support your neck fully. One of those. And then it would be a good idea to have your knees raised with, say, blocks. Block underneath each knee, so that when you're lying down, you've got a block like that underneath each knee. And that can be very, very supportive. Or you could have a series of cushions or a bolster to take the legs higher, so that the legs are raised higher. That would be very helpful. And just to prepare for Shavasana, I'd like to read this poem. You know, many of you know this poem because it's one of my favorite poems, and it's called Kindness. And I just think it's so relevant to the days, these days at the moment. Yeah, so I'll read it out to you, and as you get yourself ready to prepare for roughly about a 15-minute Shavasana. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment, like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out that window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead on the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows, and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes any sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to mail letters and purchase bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend. So that poem is by Naomi Sighle, N-Y-E. Such a beautiful poem. So Shavasana now. Getting into a nice, comfortable position for yourself. Gently closing your eyes. You might want to just fidget for a moment. Choose your own position. And then be still. Trust whatever position you're in. Rest your eyes under the soft blankets of your eyelids. Become aware of the space between your eyebrows and allow that space to open. Like a window opening up to the sunlight. Feel as if your eyebrows are melting off the sides of your face. And the forehead is widening back into the scalp. Now imagine that you're removing a tight swimming cap from your head. And the whole of the scalp is softening. Right back to the roots of your hair. Become aware of the touch of the breath as it enters the nostrils. Meet your breath with the feeling of utter gentleness, of kindness, and breathe kindness up into your head. And let it quieten the mind. See those monkeys settling on the branches. Mind quietening. You're letting go of clock time. You're letting go of doing. And instead, resting your attention into breath time. Drinking that breath deep down inside, savouring it, tasting it, and letting it go. Aware of softening your lower lip, your upper lip, and your tongue. Relaxing from the root of the tongue all the way forward to the very tip. Drinking that breath deep down again inside. And releasing. And releasing any tightness from your throat, your neck, shoulders. Feel as if you're releasing the weight of the world off your shoulders. And allow that weight to drop down through the arms into soft hands. Feel each of your fingers curling into relaxation. Breathe into your hands. Feel the different sensations that are there. And remind yourself of all that your hands do in life. The physical work, the creative work, the caring and the sharing. And just for now, let your hands rest. And know that we prove our worthiness by the many things we do in life. And now, there is nothing to prove. Just enjoy feeling your hands rest. Gradually allow the breath to be itself. Feel the movement of breath in the rib cage. That cage gently opening with each new breath. And not just opening the cage, but opening the heart. Opening up your heart to your own precious life. The life breath. And then feeling that breath deepen down into the tummy area. The diaphragm moving down like two hands massaging the tummy area when you breathe. And just be aware of all the work the organs do to keep you healthy and well. And now just see them functioning at ease. The breath encouraging the heartbeat to slow down. Allow that slowing down. aware of the back muscles relaxing, as if the breath was travelling down the length of the spine. And when you breathe out, the whole spine releasing. Breathing now down into the pelvic bowl, the buttocks, the hips, softening the whole area on your out-breath. Moving into stillness. A stillness that supports the movement of life, appreciating all that's happening within. The mind gently watching over your resting body. Breathing down into the legs. Heaviness, a heaviness moving through each leg. The weight dropping from your knees down into your pelvis. And from your knees down into your feet. Noticing the different sensations in your feet. Feel each of your toes curling into relaxation. Breathe down into your feet. Aware of the right side of the body being equally heavy to the left side of your body. Aware of the upper body, your head, shoulders, arms and chest, being as heavy as the lower body, knees to feet, knees into your pelvis and lower back. And now begin to feel your whole body. From the crown of your head right down to the tips of your toes. And all the way down to the fingertips. The whole body bathing in a breath of kindness. Utter gentleness. How well do you know the feel of gentleness? Now soften your lips into a half smile. The smile of a Buddha. And discover your own Buddha nature, loving kindness. Breathe that feeling all the way down through the body, right down to your feet, all the way down to the fingertips, right up to the crown of your head. Your whole body bathing in a breath of utter gentleness. Your whole body bathing in the feeling of a smile. Smiling, breathing, nothing else to do. Feel free to stay as long as you need, enjoying this deep rest, Shavasana. Namaste. And thank you.